Hello friends, Satyendra here, and in this video, let's create spiral cable in Creo Parametric. So let's get started. Now if you like watching my YouTube videos, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you. Now if you see this spiral cable, this cable is mainly created using datum curve and the sweep feature. But the actual design starts with two locating points, this point and this point. So if I switch on the datum points, you can easily see that. So this point and this point, these two datum points are the locating point. So the actual design starts with this, and this cable will be routed in between these two locating points. So we use this datum curve to route this cable and to create a spiral curve. So using sweep, datum curve and spiral curve, we create the spiral cable. So let's create the cable one more time to understand the process. And for this, go to new, part, solid, assign the name, uncheck use default template, say OK. And from here, you select a proper part template. So I'll go with this solid part, millimeter kilogram second, AVS. I'll say OK. Now to create this cable, first I will create the locating point. So I'll go to the datum point. I'll select this datum plane. I'll drag it this side. I'll select this datum plane and this datum plane. This dimension I'll take it 0 and this one I'll take it 200. So this is the first point. Then the second point, which is onto this plane, this side, I'll select this plane and then this plane. This is 150 and this is 700. Say OK. So these are two datum points as the locating point for spiral cable. So the spiral cable will be routed in between these two locating points. Now once this is done, I'll add to center axis 1 over this datum point. Now hold the control key and select this plane. So this datum axis is normal to this plane. Say OK. One more center axis onto this datum point. Hold the control key and select this plane. Say OK. So now this center axis is normal to this plane and this center axis is normal to this plane. So I'll use this center axis to give the direction for spiral cable. Now one more time, go for datum point. This time I'll select this center axis. I'll drag this handle to this plane. This one I'll take it as 100. One more datum point, which is onto this plane. This side, I'll drag it to this plane and this plane. Now this dimension, I'll take it as 300 and this one 175. This point, I'll make it as 150. Now the next point, which is onto this plane, drag this handle to this plane and this handle to this plane. This I'll take it as 300 and this as 200. One more point, again onto this plane. Now this time I'll take this value as 350 and this one as 250. Now the next point, which is again onto this plane, I'll move it this side, I'll drag to this plane and this plane. This I'll take it as 550 and this again 300. Then one more point which I'll take it somewhere here, drag this handle to this plane, make it 200 and this one make it 600. Now let's make it 150. Then one more point which is onto this axis. I'll just select this plane. This I'll take it as 650 and I'll say OK. So I've created all the datum points to create a datum curve. Now go to datum, curve, curve through points, and then you select this datum point feature. Now here you just right click and make it tangent with this axis. Flip the direction. Similarly, this side, right click, make it tangent with this axis, flip the direction. Say OK. Now just see the curve. Do the changes if you need. Control G. So this is the datum curve I got. Now using this datum curve, I'll create the spiral curve. So to create spiral curve, go to sweep, select this datum curve, go for sketch, normal. Now I'll draw a line here, starting from here, this side. This angle, I'll take it as 25 degree, and then the length of this line, I'll take it as 50. Just say OK. You're getting a sweep surface. Once again, go back to sketch and add a relation. So go to tools, relation, make it normal. Now the relation will be SD3 equals, go to function and look for trace per. This is the option. Double click it here. So the relation is SD3 equals trace per into 360 degree into number of turn. So let's say I need 100 turns. So I'll make it 100, verify it, say OK and say OK. Now say OK, Control D and go for variable section. Just say OK. Now to control the turn, I will create a parameter. I'll take parameter name as turn, and this one I'll go with integer, and here I'll take the value as 80 turn. I'll say OK. Once again, go back to this sweep, go to the sketch, and here this length you make it 25, and then go to tools, relation, and here instead of 100 you just add this parameter turn. So you write SD3 equals trace per into 360 into turn. Just verify it. It is verified. Say OK. Sketch. Say OK. And say OK. So now from this parameter, you can control these number of turns. If you change the value here, let's make it 50. Say OK and Control G. You see. Once again, go to parameter, make it 80. Say OK. Control G. Now this is done. Now one more time, go to sweep. This time you select this edge. This is the spiral curve. Go for sketch, normal. Now here add the section. So I'll go for center ellipse. Now this dimension I'll take it as 10 and this dimension I'll take it as 5. Say OK and say OK. So the spiral cable is done. Now just go to view, select the appearance and change the appearance. Now switch on your datum points. So this is your locating point, this one and this one. These two are the locating points. Now I'll just switch on the center axis and I will create 2 more datum point onto this axis. I'll select this plane. I'll take this value as 100. One more datum point onto this axis, this side. I'll drag it to this plane. This I'll take it as 650. I'll say OK. Now let's create 2 more datum curve. Starting from this point, hold the control key, select this point, and then you select the vertex of this surface. Hold the control key and select this. Now here you make it tangent with this curve. And this one you make it tangent with this axis. The direction is wrong, just flip it and say OK. Similarly, one more datum curve. This side, select this point, hold the control key, select this, and then you select the vertex of this surface. Hold the control key and select this. One more time, right click, make it tangent, tangent with this curve. Flip the direction. Again, right click, tangent with this axis. Say OK. OK. One more time sweep. Select this curve, flip the direction, go for sketch, go for project. Now just select this edge, hold the shift key and select the entire loop. Say OK and say OK. Just say OK. Similarly, one more time sweep, which is this side. select this curve, flip the direction, go for sketch, project, select this edge, hold the shift key, select the entire loop, say OK, and say OK. Say OK. Now just hide this surface, and the spiral cable is done. So that's it. So this was the spiral cable in Creo Parametric, and I hope this video will be helpful. Now if you have anything to say, let me know in the comments below, and I will reply it as soon as possible. Thank you.